kind of a cool tag. Others, a little more confusing.
Yeah. Ooh, we got Webwipe and Espi back on the stage.
Yeah,
They
up
are-
against Luga's Fate.
Oh,
Welcome
right.
of the Fate.
That's right. That's right. Losers quarterfinals. Booga's Welcome of the Fate and Webwipe Espi. They're the only people in this top 8 that have a custom tag. I always like that with doubles when you come up with like a cool little team name.
Definitely. Does sound like a bad ripoff Star Wars prequel though, like, you know, Star Wars Episode 2, Booga's Welcome of the Fate. But yeah, I think this one might be pretty close. I do think Webwipe and Espi have the advantage, but I was pretty impressed with Arcane Wrackle so far.
Yeah.
I always like seeing two puffs on stage too in terms of how teams plays out, because it's very, very different from like a double fox.
Yeah, I guess we did watch Arcane Wrackle just play Quiggles and Midnight, taking that 3-1. Then Webwipe Espi played Nuns Uppy, losing that 3-1. So should be a really close set, actually, just based on how they were playing against their respective teams.
Definitely. Doing the signature elbow fist bump, or not fist bump, elbow bump that's
Elbow bump.
become classic for post-COVID events.
Yeah, the cleanest form while still being good sportsman-like behavior.
Definitely. All right, so in a matchup like this, one thing that is worth mentioning is, you know, Webwipe not going for rest as often, not going to matter as much versus Puff, because there aren't really that many setups, especially reliable setups, versus Puff in the first place. So really you're only going to see that against Sheik, and Webwipe just doesn't go for it much anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no like huge grab setups the way that you would have on Fox. That's nice. They still get the double KO though. But yeah, makes a lot of sense what you're saying. The rest on the Puff versus the Puff is not going to be as big a component in this set.
Yeah, at least definitely on Webwipe's end, but I do wonder if Wrackle's going to be able to kind of capitalize a bit more effectively against Fox. Obviously, kind of there's so many ways to set up rests versus him. And like there are rests on Sheik as well, like there's actually a bunch, but they're usually not the kind of setups you would see in doubles, like you're resting a dash attack, CC, there's the rest there, and that's the first rest we've seen from Webwipe like in the last 4 games or whatever.
Yeah, maybe like the entire tournament for me, just watching.
Yeah.
That might be the first one. But that's a good time to do it against the opponent's Puff on their rest.
Yeah, flashbacks to that time where Lenandis and Squid, I believe, played Mute the King Hungry Box. It was just like 4 puffs. Just press start, I think. One time. Definitely
So many
check
rests.
out. Alright, doesn't get the up air there. That is big.
That was a kind of a tricky up air to get. It looked like the Sheik went straight up after Puff's back air. It's kind of wild. Ooh, no up smash after the wave shine.
This edge guard is big. Should be able to pick it up. Ooh, and he had the shield. Like he knew, like even I would have up smashed there as Fox, and I would have accidentally killed Puff. But he was ready. He's like, no, you got this.
Yeah, that's really good recognition, because in that position, you typically want the Fox to get the KO at that percent, right? Or at the very least, I guess Puff could do forward smash too, so it's always good to let Puff do it, actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, but I think she even went for forward air, and like to know that that's going to kill in that percent. If you tell like the average smasher, like what should you be going for to punish Sheik off the stage? Like Fox up smash or like Puff forward air? They're going to tell you up smash, but they, with a bit more experience, with a bit more knowledge, know that this is a slightly different situation and calls for a slightly different answer.
Yeah, at the very least, they didn't hit each other, right? I think that's the big thing. Is in that kind of situation, a lot of people would hit each other and then just miss out on the KO altogether.
For sure. Kind of a decent sequence so far. Accidentally clips him though. Does cost them a bit, but they have some room to spare, it seems like.
Ooh, and comboing off of the Fox hit. That's a really good option coverage from Webwipe.
Good spacing so far from Espi, not letting RK get out of the corner too easily, and this is a big edge guarding situation. Yep, grab ledge. Nice.
Yeah, just keeping it simple. That goes a long way when you have 2 people on screen.
Yeah, definitely. It just makes everything a lot more consistent. You know, we think about kind of tech chase situations as Fox, he's able to react to a lot of stuff, but you don't need that when you just have a player kind of put themselves in the right spot at the right time, not overcomplicate it, and kind of lock down those kills.
It's very interesting. We see the Puffs actually go one-on-one each other quite a lot, and I think they realize it too. Like they hit each other maybe once or twice, and they're like, oh wait a minute, let's go help our allies. Like both of them kind of have the same recognition at the same time. Because the one-on-ones with Puffs just gonna take so long, right? So it ends up just being a duo one-on-one.
Definitely, and I think early on though there is a bit of ability to actually like get some value off of the early hits. You know, you can kind of go for like nair into some back airs into up airs and get about like a quick 40 or 50. And then now that they're at this kind of higher percent, you probably won't see them go against each other that much just because they're not going to get much off of it.
Yeah. And there's a big reward for knocking the other Puff away and then going in 2-on-1 at the other person too.
No, you're so right. I think sometimes people will adopt a bit of like a fly swatter strategy against Puff. You know, you just want to keep knocking her away. Like you don't have to do anything too heavy of a commitment, but just make sure that she is not in the space to be effective, like what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and you can't really contest Puff as well either off the edge, right? So a lot of times you just let them recover and wait out that time.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like on paper you think about Puff and you go, oh my gosh, her recovery is so good, especially in doubles. Like she can pretty much recover from every situation, save people. But then when you flip it on its head, it's oh my gosh, Puff is super far off stage. Her opponent, her teammate can get 2v1 as long as you push her away. Then you kind of have this advantage, and her strength becomes a weakness.
Oh,
breaks that up. That was beautiful.
That's such a good save from Red Team. That's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, and like, you know, they're not that far behind the blue team, but if they had that, they'd have so much more momentum. So just small moments like that change the set so much.
Yeah. Oh no, not getting the tech either. That's not what you don't see that happen to Puff very often.
Trading the forward smash there, not what he wanted, but not going to cost him too much. He can't edgeguard the Sheik, unfortunately.
And even when they're doing the one-on-one Puffs things, it feels like Webwipe is getting the better of Blue Puff. That's very interesting. Just everything, all these small things just going in the favor of Red Team. It's just adding up so much now.
Yeah, I figured that has to be at least partially an experience thing, you know, just knowing with a little bit more confidence what Puff should be doing at every kind of moment. That really helps out Webwipe.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You know, this is still doable. If they can take a low percent stock with like a rest or something while keeping kind of Webwipe away from his teammate, they can make this happen. You know, it's still a pretty uphill battle though.
A lot of it is coming down to the way the Sheik is throwing out these forwarders. I really like the way the Sheik has been playing this last stock. It's a lot of like full hops and a lot of like forward airs taking up a lot of space in center stage. So that has been working out relatively well.
Now, this is definitely going to be quite rough. You know, it doesn't have the flexibility of that. That's not so bad. That's kind of what you want if you're the Sheik player. But yeah, two very, very low percent characters is really hard to deal with, especially with the character who can't really deal with crouch cancel well.
2-0 now for Webwipe and Espi. What counterpick do you think RK and Wrackle are going to try in this game 3?
So that was Dreamland. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to Dreamland. Yeah. I don't think that this is necessarily like helping or hurting them that badly, but it's probably more of a comfort pick. You know, like both of them seem to kind of have a strategy that they want to follow, and I guess they just think we just need to execute that strategy a bit more effectively.
Ooh, that's not how you want to start things off, though. It didn't look like the Sheik needed to get KO'd there on the left side.
Doing a good job spacing around Wrackle, not getting hit by that pound. Really, really important.
Oh, Man, every little stray hit is actually adding up so much because they're getting like two little, like, yeah, they're getting a lot of those like two-piece combos red team is, where one of them gets the back air, but you get like two little back airs or two back airs into a forward air, and happening 3 or 4 times really adds up.
Yeah, I think they, Webwipe and Espi have a really, really good understanding of the kind of like trade situation that happens in doubles, where like you hit them, then they hit you, and as long as you didn't kill the teammate, then the second teammate can come in and close it out. We've seen a lot of situations where Espi gets a hit, and then Webwipe is there to punish the Puff or the Sheik for throwing out that move in the first place.
And that goes along with the way the Sheik has been trying to just control center stage with those huge forward airs and then drifting in and out. So being able to punish the way that Webwipe is doing, as you're talking about, makes a lot of sense. Man, these neutral airs from Webwipe though.
Yeah,
the odd shield pressure.
Definitely. I think it's a good way to control kind of vertical space. I think the only really way that Puff can contest that would be with up air, but man, that is an unfortunate SD if you are rooting for the blue team. Not an SD, but like just kind of a bad position that they capitalize on.
Right.
Oh, accidental save there by Webwipe.
How do they do it? There's so much scrapping happening. They're like in a lot closer quarters than we've seen throughout the entirety of the set.
Oh, just barely missed the save though. Puff doing a really good job of tanking stocks on both sides so far. Rest? Nope, back here.
Yeah, I think they couldn't figure out whether the Sheik was going to land on the platform or on the stage, and so they just opted to do the backer, which is a little bit safer, and you can kind of react to it a little bit better.
Yeah, and at this percent, like, it still has so much knockback. Good up smash, though, closing at that stock, and it really is about how long RK can hold on to the stock, and this is that moment right now.
Okay, somehow makes it back all the way to stage, even at 155.
Ooh, gets a grab, too.
Yeah, I think the pummel is a little greedy, given how low percent the Fox is, and once you get a little hit like that, you just gotta make something happen to mitigate some of this.
That's one of those things where muscle memory really plays a role, eh? Like, I bet if you're playing singles, you go for that pummel, but this is doubles, and it's still hard to kind of break old habits.
That's a really good point. That's probably what happened there. Oh man,
it's pressure,
the
dude.
Shield is so tiny, and as Puff, you gotta let go, and the Shine sent at such a crazy angle. What was that?
Oh.
Smashed it down.
That's so funny. It's actually funny to see like the nair pressure from Puff. Like, it looks so strong, but also so weird looking.
The strangest shield pressure that you can see. The slowest. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of a ballsy way to throw that out in your last stock of the last game, most likely, in losers of all places, but made it work.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ledge dash? You know, Wrackle looking for a chance to show off a little bit just before it ends.
Yeah, I like the ending. I mean, even with like the ledge dash into like the low angled forward tilt, these are not options that we typically see from Puff.
Ledge dashing Puff is like seeing the Loch Ness Monster, man. Like, it's in a tournament setting. It's like, oh damn, she can do that. Yeah, I did forget. I've watched too many Puffs planking to remember that is an option that characters can do in this game. I don't know how much Gallant that she gets off of it, but I believe it's like a viable amount. It's not like Marth or something.
Yeah. Like you're saying, we just always see the Puffs go jump around. You know,
Yeah.
Without all the jumps that you have, why not? But it can catch people off guard, especially if you have the invincibility. So, interesting to see. But that will be the end of RK and Wrackle, because that was the loser side of the bracket. So I believe they got out at 5th, if not mistaken.
Yes,
Goes welcome to Fate.
Seems like Fate had a different plan for them, or maybe that was the plan all along. Either way, 5th place, still a respectable showing, and we will be seeing either Mookie. We'll probably be seeing the loser side of it, which is West and Nervy, aka Daki, versus just Polo on the bracket. Just Polo. It's definitely Polo versus Amrak.
Yeah. Polo and Amrak. Yeah, it's just a solo Polo having to contend with everyone here on in this doubles bracket.
It's like a Kid Cudi, but like instead of solo dolo, it's solo polo.
That's actually the original of that song.
Yes,
based
exactly.
off of Polo's crazy singles run